characteristics and voltage buildup of a DC shunt generator. In the last class, we discussed in details how the voltage buildup uh, takes place in case of a DC generator and what are the conditions that is required to uh, make this thing happen. So let me start with that.
Recording in progress.
Can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell me, someone from you, that what are the conditions that we mentioned, we discussed in the last class for getting a voltage buildup in a DC shunt generator? Anyone from you?
Yes, sir. The field resistance value should be the critical value, and speed of prime mover should be greater than the critical value. And there must be a residual flux to begin the process. And fourth one, the field connection should be proper so that the additional flux generated each time gets added to the residual flux so that we can build up.
No, who is saying this?
Sir, Devendra Singh.
Okay. Now, some of you tell me what is the critical field resistance? It's a critical field resistance.
The critical field resistance is the resistance above which the EMF will not be generated, sir, except the residual one.
144.
No, why? But that your this thing is not definition is not a complete one. Must say that why that particular resistance for that particular field resistance the voltage buildup is not possible. That also you have to mention. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Anyone?
So the field resistance lines become tangent to the OCC curve. And that is why we have infinite solutions. And so we only get that residual voltage and no other voltage. And thus voltage buildup is not possible in that case.
Now, someone tell me what is the critical speed?
Sir, we get number of OCC curves for different speeds. So that curve, which is just makes tangential to the critical field resistance lines, is the critical speed curve or critical speed.
Okay. And why it is critical? That also the second part also you have to mention.
Sir, the speed if drops, then it doesn't intersect with the critical field resistance line. So this is called critical speed, because the speed if is lower, no voltage will be built up.
Okay, correct. So I think you have understood some of you have already understood what is the process of voltage build-up in a DC shunt generator and what are the conditions that must be fulfilled to get the voltage build-up in a DC shunt generator. So anyway, so today we'll start a new thing because we are already late. Now, can you tell me your CR or someone? Can you tell me that according to your academic schedule, when do you have the semester or end of the this session, so that we can plan our classes? Because we are already very much late because already only 30% to 35% syllabus we have completed till now.
Sir, this semester will dissolve in the first week of December.
First week of December.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
sure? Yes, sir. That is, I think that is for other year. Your the semester has started late, na?
Yes, sir. Our semester started late.
So for you, I think it is different academic calendar because that's true for the other third year, fourth year.
Sir, our
Right,
semester
semester
exams
तो
are starting from 21st December.
Oh, according to the revised schedule.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so anyway, today we'll start a new thing, and that is very important thing, which is called the armature reaction. Armature reaction. Now, you are saying that in a DC machine, we have two excitations. Okay, so one excitation we apply in the field, another excitation we apply in the armature because we have two windings. Okay, so two coils or two windings. One is called the armature winding, another is called the field winding. Okay, so that we have now you have understood that we have two windings. We can flow current through these two windings, and thereby we can excite armature as well as field. So therefore, sometimes we also call a DC machine as a doubly excited machine because both the armature and field winding you have to excite. Okay, got my point. Now, if we excite the field only as per the definition of the machine, what is compulsory as far as the magnetic field is concerned? That is the field that is produced by the poles or electromagnet that we are providing inside the machine. Got my point? So you just try to remember or try to recall the definition of electrical machines. There I showed three fingers, okay, and one is very much compulsory for any machine, that is the magnetic field, that is the index finger. The magnetic field is directed towards the index finger, and that is common for both generator and for motor. Okay, now in a machine, who generates and or who is responsible for generating this magnetic field? Is it armature or field? Got my question? What I am asking you? আমি জিজ্ঞেস করছি যে ইলেকট্রিক্যাল মেশিনে ম্যাগনেটিক ফিল্ড যেটা লাগে সেটা তৈরি করার জন্য কে রেসপন্সিবল? Which part of the machine is responsible for generating the magnetic field?
Sir, field circuit.
Field circuit, field winding or poles, correct? Not the armature. Okay, so therefore we call that only the field. Okay, so that means we have field winding to produce the magnetic field. So the field, magnetic field, which is produced by this field winding or by the poles, we can call it main field. That is the main field. So let me draw one of such field. Suppose this is my armature. And these are the poles. Okay, on which we have the field winding like this. Okay. And this is cross. Okay. And these are the armature conductors, but there is no current. Only the conductors are there. There is no current through this conductor. And we have brush connected here. So these are two brushes, and these are the poles. Can you tell me which one is North Pole in this case? And which one is South Pole?
Left is north.
By this why? Why?
Field lines are leaving that pole.
According to the direction of the field winding current or field excitation, the flux lines will be coming out from this particular pole. So therefore, this can be treated as a north pole. Got my point? So the flux lines will be going out from this and will enter to the south pole. Okay. And as we have a ferromagnetic material inside, so it will pass straight like this. Am I right? So there will be no deformation in these flux lines because there is no other field present in the path of this particular magnetic field. So this field we can call is a main field, as I have mentioned. So this is your main field. Okay. Now think about the case when there is a current flowing through the conductor. Suppose here we have a dot current. Okay. And here just left side of the brush we have the cross current. So these are cross and this is the right side is dot conductor. Can you tell me that whether the flux lines will remain the same? Anyone?
No, sir. It will not really.
Whether the flux lines will remain same or it will be distorted?
Distorted.
Why?
It will be distorted due to armature. Sir,
আর্মেচারেও তো আবার একটা মানে ফ্লাক্স ফর্ম হবে না, মানে কারেন্ট ফ্লো করছে।
Correct. So that means as armature also now carrying the current, so it will also generate another field. Okay. So it will also generate another field. And that field, you can understand what will be the direction of that field. But that the difference between the armature field and the main field is the type of the winding we have used there. Got my point? The type of the winding. So here we see the distributed winding. The windings are distributed along the periphery. But in case of field, it is not a distributed one, rather it is concentrated one. Or you can say concentric. Because if you see the coil, it has a common axis on which the coil is owned. But for armature, we don't have any common axis for the windings. Okay, suppose if you take this particular coil, so suppose this is one portion and another portion just diametrically opposite. See, if you consider this particular coil, its axis will be like this, perpendicular to this, isn't it? If you take this one. Now, if we take another coil like this, its axis will be like this. Okay, so that means every coil has its own axis which is different from others. Got my point? But if you see the field winding has a common axis like this. So all this winding, if you take this particular coil, if you have the axis, and that is same with the other coils. So that means two windings are different from armature and field. One is, you can say, concentric winding, which is used for the field. Another is the distributed winding, which we have used for the armature. So that is the main difference. So therefore, we have to understand the field of the armature in a different way. So we will take coil by coil or conductor by conductor. Suppose we have only one conductor like this. So in which direction it will generate the field? According to the right hand corkscrew rule, as it is a dot conductor, so it will generate an anti-clockwise direction of field. Because it is dot, that means towards you, from the surface towards you. So that means you have to rotate the screw in anti-clockwise direction, then the screw will coming out towards you. So in this way, the field also will be generated. The magnetic field also will be generated. Okay. Now, next one, we can take these two together, these three together. So it will generate like this. So cumulatively, the field will be added like this. Got my point? So cumulatively, the field. Okay. So that means if we take the field here at this particular portion at the center, that means suppose if we consider here, whatever the field will get, that will be the maximum. But if we consider here or here, we'll get a little less. Because, can you tell me why? A very important law is there which explains this. Can you tell me which law? That is called the Ampere's circuital law. Have you studied? Ampere's circuital law. Anyone have studied Ampere's circuital law? No? Okay. That says that this particular conductor you see, this is enclosed by all these flux paths. So therefore, the maximum flux will be generated at that point. But if you see the other two small dots, we have excluded the flux contribution of the central conductor. So therefore, it will have a flux a little less from the large dot points. Got it? বুঝতে পারছো?
Can you please repeat the Ampere's circuital law?
Ampere circuital law, I'm not exactly exactly expressing the law, because that will be discussed in other class, that is called the field theory, or maybe in basic electrical engineering you might have studied that. The inference we can draw from Ampere circuital law as far as this particular context is concerned, that is the flux contributed at a particular point. Okay, suppose this large dot points. Okay, take this one. এই যে মাঝখানের যে ডট পয়েন্টটা দেখছি, এখানে দেখো this has encircled by all the flux lines, isn't it? Got my point?
Yes, yes.
But if
Yes.
you take a point outside that circle, that will be excluded by the center, isn't it? So that means the flux contribution will be less. The least flux contribution you will have here, because there we have only one flux lines, or contribution of only one coil, like that. And if you represent, okay, so we can also represent it in a linear fashion, that I will discuss how we can represent it in linear fashion, not in circular, then you will understand in a better way. So anyway, so এইটা আমি এই কারণে বললাম, because we have two fields. So one field is generated by the field winding, another is generated by the armature winding. Two I have drawn separately. So this is the armature field. Okay, so as it is a doubly excited machine, it will have a main field and an armature field. And when they will interact, that is called the armature reaction. Okay, now what will happen if they interact, that I will discuss. Okay, now you see that suppose I am assuming it is a generator, okay, and it is rotating in this direction. Okay, so suppose it's a generator, because generator and motor is different, that we have understood. Now if I assume that it is a generator and rotating in this direction, whether I am correct or not, can you explain that? You can explain it by Fleming's rules. So I have assumed that as a generator, this particular machine that I have drawn here will rotate in the clockwise direction. Am I right? Or wrong? Anyone?
Yes, sir. It will.
Okay, so when I am calling it generator, you have to stretch your right hand, the three fingers of your right hand, index finger, middle finger, and thumb. You have to stretch your right hand, and you have to orient the field and the armature current directions, and you have to check your thumb. So that is the procedure. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So which direction it is showing? Suppose take this
Clockwise,
particular conductor. Okay, so clockwise. That means generator, and suppose the same machine, if it operates as a motor, then which direction it has to rotate? এই একই মেশিন যদি মোটর হতো তাহলে এটা কোন ডিরেকশনে ঘুরতো? You check with your
Anti-clockwise.
okay, so you have to check with your left hand because it is determined by the Lemming's left hand rule. So it is a motor. Okay, now what I will do, I will cut it somewhere. Suppose at this point. I will cut it here, and as if it is an elastic band, I will stretch it. So it will give me a linear distribution like that. We have North Pole, and then we have a South Pole. Sorry, if we rotate in the clockwise direction, first we'll experience the South Pole, then the North Pole. Okay, got my point? Suppose I am cutting here, I am moving from this direction, clockwise direction. First I will face the South Pole, then I will face the North Pole, isn't it? Okay, so let me write some point. Suppose P, and this point is Q, this point is R, this point is S. Okay, so I am cutting at P. So suppose this point is your P point. The central of this is Q. At this point, this is R because that is another neutral. At the center of the North Pole, you are having which point? S. So another is P will have here. And this is the surface of your armature conductor. Okay. And you have under the South Pole, what kind of polarity of conductor you have? South Pole under a key polarity conductor আছে? Dot. Similarly, North Polar under আমরা cross দেখতে পাচ্ছি। এই লেআউটটা বুঝতে পারছো সবাই? Are you getting this layout? How we are drawing this? This you have to understand. This you have to visualize. So this is not a circular one. This is the linear view. So I have cut it at point P and I have made it flat. And by this doing this, I am moving in a clockwise direction only, in the direction of generator. Okay. Now, if I plot the main field, so up to this, the main field exists. So that means almost the main field will remain same under the pole shoe, and then it will gradually decrease like this. So this is the contribution of the main field or the South Pole. And as per the convention of the magnetic flux, if the South Pole is placed on the stator, it generates positive flux. If the South Pole placed on the rotor, it generates negative flux. Now in this case, we have the South Pole at the stator, so therefore it will generate the positive flux. So therefore we have drawn at the positive half. We have drawn its contribution, flux contribution in the positive half. Similarly, the North Pole will generate a negative flux. and that will exist up to this flat, then it will gradually reduce. Okay, so this kind of flat top flux distribution will get from the North Pole and South Pole, or two main poles. So this, you can say, the main field. This is the main field. Okay. Now, if I want to draw the armature field, because we have two fields that we have already mentioned. One is due to the main field or the field winding, another is called the armature field, which is due to the armature winding. Okay, so how the armature field will look like, so that we have to understand. Okay, got my point? Suppose if I consider these two, so one, there will be several conductors. I am not considering all. I am considering only this dot and this cross. Okay. Due to these two conductors, the MMF that will generate will be this. Okay. Got my point? And that MMF will be Ni by 2. Ni by 2. N is the number of turns in this particular coil or conductor, and I is the current which is passing through this conductor. So the MMF that will be generated by these two dot and cross combination will be Ni by 2. Okay. Got my point? Now if I take this two, okay, the middle two, that also will contribute the same amount of flux, because here all the coils are identical and we are assuming that all the coils are carrying the same amount of current. So that means that also will contribute the same amount of MMF, that is Ni by 2. Got my point? Now, if I add, just a minute. একটু ক্লাসে আছে, হ্যাঁ বলো। এই 2:15 নাগাদ। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা। Okay. Now, if I consider the contribution of these two and these two together, then what kind of MMF waveform we should get? Anyone?
So the MMF will be double.
And that particular distribution I am asking. And suppose I am taking another. Okay. Sorry, this would be dot. Actually, যে দুটো আমি ধরেছি সেই দুটোর কন্ট্রিবিউশনটা কি হবে? সেই দুটোর কন্ট্রিবিউশন হবে up to this, it will have 1, because I have considered these two. Another will be like this, because here we'll have between these two, we have two coil, 2 MMF. One is due to this pair, another is due to this pair. Okay, so we'll have 2 Ni by 2 at the middle. Now if I consider these two, then another Ni by 2 you will have here. In this way, if we go on adding, because there I have not drawn all the conductors, So after this it will be cross, but before that it will be dot. So if we go on adding this, so we'll get like this staircase MMF. And this side, they will be just opposite. The staircase will be like this. Got it? এটা বুঝতে পেরেছো? The MMF that we can generate by this distributed winding that we have placed in the armature will be like this. In this figure also, in the earlier also, in the circular figure also, you can understand that. একদম মাঝখানে যে কম্বিনেশনটা আছে, হ্যাঁ, ধর এখানে যে কম্বিনেশনটা থাকবে, এই কম্বিনেশনের ফ্লাক্স লিংক মানে এই পয়েন্টের ফ্লাক্স লিংকেজটা ম্যাক্সিমাম হবে, কেননা এখানে তো সবগুলোই ওটাকে লিংক করছে। মানে সাপোজ this MMF, this MMF, this MMF all will link that particular point. Okay, and that will have the maximum flux or MMF, sorry, maximum MMF. Okay, so that means if the MMF is like that, this we can approximate by a straight line which is like this. Okay, so this is the MMF due to the armature field. But the flux, whether the flux will generate, that will have the same nature, same shape. Now the flux and MMF, how the flux is decided? Only due to this MMF or something else is required? Flux তৈরি করতে গেলে ফ্লাক্সের এক্সপ্রেশন কি? What is MMF by reluctance, isn't it? Okay, so whether we'll get the same nature of flux here. You see here, up to this, the distance is this much. And up to the pole shoe. Okay, but between these two pole shoe, North Pole and South Pole, between their pole shoes, we don't have any magnetic matrix. So there is a huge air gap. So that means between these 2 points, the reluctance will be very high. Isn't it? Am I right? Again, under the North Pole, the gap is quite small. Air gap is quite small, though reluctance will be less. But between these 2 pole shoes, the reluctance will be quite high. And as the reluctance is very high, though the magnetic field due to the armature field is peak at that point, but it could not generate that amount of magnetic flux due to the high reluctance. So therefore, the magnetic flux actually will fall after this, and again it will go like this, because up to this between these 2 points there will be a significant fall in the magnitude of the magnetic flux. So this we can say the armature flux. So we are interested into flux. The main field flux already we have drawn, and this is the armature field flux. that is produced by the armature field, but as the reluctance is very high at the neutral positions, so therefore it will have a significant drop in the flux value at the neutral position. Okay. So in this way also, here also we'll get like this. Like this. Okay. Now if I try to draw the resultant, how it will look like? Because the armature reaction will be resultant of the main field flux and armature flux. Okay, so that will be your armature reaction. The interaction between two fluxes, main field flux and armature flux. And how it will look like? Okay, so if I try to overlapping these two fluxes together, suppose at this point, how to draw this? Suppose at this point, I am taking these two values. Okay, so it will have a slightly positive value, maybe slightly positive value. At this point, it may be negative, like this, and then it will have peak at this two, because here both the things have peaked. Both the components have peak at that position, so it will have peak at that point. Okay, so then it will reduce. At some point, it will cross again 0. And again, this side also, it will have peak at that point. So it will be the nature of the resultant flux. So this is the resultant flux. Okay, so actually I have added this graph and this black graph. So these two I have added and I have obtained this one. That is giving me the resultant flux. Now, when your armature is carrying some current which is generating this particular MMF, which is generating this particular armature flux, we will have this resultant flux. Now, if your armature doesn't carry any current, what should be the resultant flux? Can you tell me? That means in case of no load, your armature is not at all carrying any current. In that case, what will be the resultant flux?
That the main field will be the resultant flux.
Correct. So there only will be only the main field. So that means the armature resultant flux or the armature reaction depends on the amount of armature current. Okay. So how much current armature is carrying, that decides the armature reaction, and it increases with the value of the armature current, and armature current is nothing but the load current. So that means as your load increases, your armature reaction will increase. Got it? Any question? Any question?
Sir, why the MMF is Ni by 2, not in I?
Recording stopped.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, I have some network issue, so I was disconnected. Just a minute. I have to start the recording once again.
Recording in progress.
No, if you have any doubt in at this point, you can ask me, because this is very important thing, armature reaction. Okay, and that is this armature reaction will get for any machine will having a doubly excited feature. Like synchronous machine also will have the armature reaction. So if you understand here, then you will understand there also. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask me.
So,
Now,
sir, Ni by 2 that you have written, sir. Then, sir, why did Ni by 2? Why did not Ni?
you are asking that why it is Ni by 2. Okay, so one proof is there, that is by using the Ampere circuit law. If you have the book by which book you have with you? Not now, maybe after the class you can access that. Any book do you have?
Sir, I have JB Gupta.
তুমি কি জিজ্ঞেস করলে? জেবি গুপ্তা হলে
আগের বার জিজ্ঞাসা করেছিল।
আচ্ছা, জেবি গুপ্তা হলে আমি বলতে পারবো না, because I don't suggest that book. And that is also not there in our syllabus also. We generally recommend PS Bhimra and other books. For textbooks, you can consult PS Bhimra. And if you consult PS Bhimra, in PS Bhimra, that proof is there. So how by drawing different magnetic circuits, how it becomes Ni by 2.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
is it the end of the coils where the magnetic flux becomes half from the center? That's the Ni by 2.
Which one?
So in the middle of the coil, the magnetic flux is Ni, but at the end it is Ni by 2 because according to the proof. So it's the end of the coils. That's why Ni by 2.
No. It's not due to the end of the coil. Not like that. Okay, I'm just searching it that book whether you'll get that or not. Okay. Then I can say suggest you to write that particular section in from that book. Okay, but I think you must have written you must have faced that kind of thing in case of magnetic circuits in your basic electrical engineering classes, no? তোমরা কি বেসিক ইলেকট্রিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এ এই ধরনের কিছু ম্যাগনেটিক সার্কিটস পড়ার সময় অ্যাম্পিয়ার সার্কিটাল ল বলে কিছু পড়োনি? এখানে কোনো নিউমেরিক্যাল প্রবলেম করোনি? পড়েছিলে
No,
তোমরা?
না স্যার এইটার মধ্যে তো না অ্যাম্পিয়ার সার্কিট ছিল না।
Sir, in class 12 we have
And
done.
in
এই যে ক্লাস 12 এ
হ্যাঁ
ছিল, এটা ক্লাস 12 এ ছিল।
অ্যাম্পিয়ার সার্কিটাল ল and MMF calculation by using
ওইটা তো
ampere circuital law.
এমএফ ক্যালকুলেশন তো কলেজে এসে শিখেছি।
ঠিক আছে, anyway, so you just see that actually the current is I by 2. Anyway, any other question? If you have, you just quickly ask me. Any other question, students?
I guess not, sir.
Okay. Anyway, then we'll discuss different these features or different effects of this armature reaction. You can also observe from this figure that what are the observation we can make from here. That means suppose when we have only the magnetic field, there was no armature reaction because there is no armature flux. That time, whatever the whatever the situation we have shifted now from that situation. So what are the changes we have faced now? The first thing I can see from this figure that you just see the neutral. Neutral means the magnetic neutral means when the flux becomes zero. Now previously it was located at point R, as you can see from here. So this was the previous neutral because you see the main field MMA was passing through that point. So that was the zero crossing previously. So this we can say the previous magnetic neutral, or this is also called the geometric magnetic neutral, geometric neutral. Okay. So this is called the geometric neutral axis. Now, previously, when there was no armature reaction, the magnetic field was the magnetic neutral at the same point of the geometric neutral. Now it has shifted to this point, which is the new magnetic neutral axis. So this is the first observation we can readily make from this figure, isn't it? কি তাই তো? What else?
Sir, can you
What
please
else?
repeat? I didn't understand that.
I'm just saying that from this figure, what we can conclude, what we can infer, comparing the initial thing, that means when there was no magnetic, when there was no armature reaction, and now when we have the armature reaction, what is the difference? What are the observation we can make? So that I was discussing. So in that first point that we can see from these graphs very easily that the magnetic neutral axis has been shifted from its initial location at geometric neutral axis to MNA prime, the new magnetic neutral axis. That I have pointed out. কি বুঝতে পেরেছো এটা? প্রথমে ম্যাগনেটিক নিউট্রালটা কোথায় ছিল?
Main field টা R point এর উপরে cross করছে।
হ্যাঁ, আর পয়েন্টটাকে আমরা বলতে পারি জিওমেট্রিক্যালি। দেখো, যদি আমরা সেন্টার ভাবি জিওমেট্রিক্যালি, আর point is the center, that means that is called the geometric neutral axis. And previously your magnetic field distribution was symmetric, as there was only the main field. So due to the symmetricity, your magnetic neutral axis and the geometric neutral axis were the same. But now your magnetic neutral axis, after the armature reaction, the magnetic neutral axis has been shifted from the geometric neutral axis and shifted towards right. Okay. Can you tell me that in this linear figure, which is the direction of generator and which is the direction of motor? এখানে direction of generator কোনটা, direction of motor কোনটা?
Sir, the direction of motor will be in the left side and the direction of generator will be in the right side.
Correct. Okay. So that means, and what are the things which is rotating? The North Pole, South Pole, or this band of armature conductor,
So the
which
band
is
of the
actually
armature
rotating.
conductor.
That means this is rotating, isn't it? So this is the generator and this is the motor. Better to write it here, not at the top, because the field system will not rotate. So that is the part of the stator. Okay. Now, as this is the case, then during this rotation, which pole tip will come first? The pole tip of the okay. So দেখো এটা যখন ঘুরছে তখন কোন পোল টিপটা আগে আসবে, মানে এই টিপটা, সরি, this tip or this tip will come first?
So the left
If
one
we
will
say
come first.
the North Pole. Huh?
Left one. The left one will come first.
Suppose it's a generator. Suppose it's a generator. Which pole tip will come first? The left one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Left. আমি বলছি নর্থ পোলের কোন পোল টিপটা ফার্স্ট আসবে? লেফট পোল টিপ না রাইট পোল টিপ? লেফট এরটা আগে আসবে। So left pole tip is called the leading pole tips. So this is called the leading pole tips. This pole tip is called the leading pole tips, and this is called the trailing pole tips. এটা আগে আসবে, that is the leading. Okay. Now, in case of generator, then the neutral has been shifted.
Sir, what is
In
the
which
name of
direction?
the right pole?
What is the name of?
The right pole tip?
Trailing pole tips.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And this is the leading. Okay. Okay. Now you just tell me that according to the, if we want to complete our observation, in which pole tips, towards the which pole tips the magnetic neutral has been shifted? কোন পোল টিপের দিকে ম্যাগনেটিক নিউট্রনটা শিফট করলো?
Leading pole tip.
In case of generator, it is leading pole tips, the North Pole. Okay. And in case of motor, it is trailing pole tips of the North Pole.
Okay.
If I take only the North Pole, then we can conclude like that only, তাই না? যদি আমরা নর্থ পোলটাকে নিই, নর্থ পোলটাকে রেফারেন্স ভাবি পোল টিপের রেসপেক্টে, তাহলে আমরা বলতে পারি in case of generator, the neutral is getting shifted towards the leading pole tips of the North Pole, and for a motor, it is the trailing pole tips of the North Pole. যদি মোটরের লিডিং আর ট্রেলিংটা এখানে ড্র করা নেই, এই ফিগারে যেটা ড্র করা আছে, this is with respect to the generator. Okay, so have you understood this? And another observation, this is first observation. Another observation, that the magnetic flux now become distorted totally. It is no longer symmetry. Okay, it is distorted, and it becomes very high at some point. Okay, which point? That means this point. It becomes very high. Okay, so if your core doesn't allow that increase in magnetic flux, actually you won't get that flux actually, and you will get a less than that. So that means there may be some sort of saturation or some sort of loss of flux due to the saturation. So due to the saturation, you may lose some flux over there, because your magnetic circuits may not support, or magnetic material may not support that increase in flux. So that means your flux will be saturated at that point, at the point where you are theoretically you are getting the maximum flux. Okay. So that is the second observation. You can note down these observations. Otherwise, you will be in trouble, because everything I will not write in this whiteboard. Okay. Another thing is that initially the geometric neutral axis had a zero flux value, and therefore we generally place our brush where we have the zero flux value. দেখো ফিগারে দেখো ব্রাশ গুলো কোথায় লাগানো আছে, আর এ আর পি তে, isn't it? In the previous figure you just tally with this. So P and R having the brush position, because generally we play, I will discuss that in later, because that is related to the commutation. When I will discuss the commutation, I will discuss that in details. But generally we prefer to place the brush at the point where the flux becomes zero. Okay, to avoid the sparking. Now, so when it was we have to keep at a particular position, because the brush is a fixed thing, it's a static thing, it doesn't rotate. So that means we have placed the brush at the R location. But now, as after the armature reaction, we have a small amount of flux present in the position of the brush itself. So that is another observation. Have you understood this? মানে আমি যেখানে ব্রাশটাকে বসিয়েছিলাম, where I kept the brush, I thought that the magnetic flux will be zero over there. But now after the armature reaction, sufficient amount of or non-zero amount of flux is present at that point. So that may create problem in the commutation. So that is another observation. Okay. Understood? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is the third point. The fourth point is we are actually if we have these two flux, so that means this is your armature field flux. If we add these two, whatever the flux value we should have, are we actually getting that? আমরা যদি অ্যাড করতাম তাহলে যে ভ্যালুটা পাওয়ার কথা সেটা কি আমরা পাচ্ছি? Okay, so that we have to think. Okay, so anyway, first you just see, if I draw a BH curve, so BH curve is like this. After a certain knee point, the saturation begins. Okay, now suppose my operating point is near about the knee point. Generally the operating points are kept near about this point. So that means this value, operating point means the main field flux value, is near about this knee point. এটা হচ্ছে ধরো আমার এই ভ্যালুটা corresponding. Okay, now due to this shape of the armature flux, we have added some MMF. At some point, we have subtracted some MMF. You see, if we look at this point, after this point, we have added. Here we have added because here both have positive polarity MMF. Before this point, we have subtracted the MMF. বুঝতে পারছো আমি কি বলছি? আমি যদি দুটোর MMF ড্র করি, একটার MMF হচ্ছে এরকম আর আরেকটার MMF হচ্ছে এরকম, তাই না? এইটা হচ্ছে মেইন ফিল্ড MMF, this is the main, okay, and this is the armature. Okay, now this is the zero crossing of the armature. Now this side both are positive, so therefore they will be added, and this side one is positive, another is negative, so that will be they will be subtracted. মানে মেইন ফিল্ডের যা ভ্যালু তার থেকে আর্মেচার ফিল্ডের MMF টা সাবট্রাক্ট হয়ে যাবে. So these are the MMFs only I have drawn here, not the flux. Understood? I have drawn only the MMFs, so not the flux. One is the main field MMF and is the armature field MMF. Now got this point?
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose this is your operating point. If you have added something, and if you have subtracted the same amount, whether you will get the net effect same. So that
No, sir.
means, suppose you have added this amount of armature MMF. Suppose this is FA, and this is also FA minus FA. So here you will get subtraction like this, but here you will get the addition only this much. You see? So that means you are losing something, because here you are losing more compared to the gain. Okay, so this sort of effect is called the demagnetizing effect. Okay, this is called the demagnetizing effect. You see, আচ্ছা তোমাদের আরো একটু বেটার করে এটা বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করি। এই যে MMF টা যেটা ড্র করেছি না, what the MMF I have drawn here, actually MMF গুলো কিরকম ছিল? One MMF is like this. Another MMF here that it have the maximum. So no, just a minute. It will be zero crossing at the center, and it will be the maximum. So these are the two MMFs. Okay, but okay, so these are the two MMFs. Actually, here you see the first one, that is the main field MMF. We can represent it by a fundamental and harmonics. So if I draw it the fundamental and harmonics, it will be like this. So this is only the fundamental if I consider. And if I consider the fundamental for the triangular waveform, which is the armature MMF, it will be like this. Okay, so that means if I erase now the non-sinusoidal things, we have only two sinusoidal. One is corresponding to your MMF main field, and another is the MMF due to the armature. You tell me what is the relation between these two? Erase the non-sinusoidal things. Only you keep the sinusoidal, which is the fundamental of the non-sinusoidal things.
90-degree phase displacement.
Correct. So they have a 90-degree phase relation. So therefore, this type of effect is called the cross magnetizing. Cross magnetizing. That means if I draw like with the phasor, space phasor, this is not time phasor. If I draw a space phasor, so the MMF main field will be in this direction, but the MMF of armature will be in the 90-degree. Non-sinusoidal hole, we can't draw the phasor for that, because to be a phasor, it should be a sinusoidal. So therefore, I have taken only the fundamentals. Fundamentals of the MMF, main field MMF, and fundamental of the armature MMF. Their phase relation is 90 degrees. So therefore, they are called the cross magnetized. So generally, for DC machines, the armature reactions are cross magnetizing, but at the same time, they are demagnetizing. Why? That I have explained just before that. So these questions generally you have in exams. Okay. So generally they are cross magnetizing, but why at the same time they're demagnetizing? So this is the reason for that. So due to this saturation, the same amount of flux, if we add or subtract, will not get the same effect in the flux point of view. We'll get the net reduced flux after the armature reaction. So this is called the demagnetizing effect. And why cross magnetizing? Because they have 90-degree phase relation between them, the armature MMF and the field MMF. Any question? No? Okay. So that means we have jotted down some points, some observations from the graphs already we have drawn. The armature reaction curve graphs. Okay. Now, what are the effects on the machine or on the performance of the machine that we'll discuss now? What are the effects? So these are very important. Effect of the armature reaction. Okay. The first one, that is reduction in EMF. Can you tell me why? Why the EMF is reduced? Suppose it's a generator. If the armature reaction takes place, the EMF will be reduced. Why? Because EMF, induced EMF, you know the expression Z by A P phi N. So what are the things we are losing so that we are having the reduction in EMF?
Sir, main flux থেকে কমে যাচ্ছে.
Why the main flux will reduced? You are right,
Sir,
but why?
আর্মেচারের রিঅ্যাকশনের জন্য মেইন ফ্লাক্সটা কমবে.
No, main flux means it's a air gap flux, not the main flux. After the armature reaction, you cannot say it's the main flux. You cannot segregate that this is main flux and this is armature flux. Whatever you have, you will have only the resultant flux over there. So you can say only the air gap flux. Now the air gap flux will contribute the voltage there. তখন এই যে ভোল্টেজ এক্সপ্রেশনে যেটা ইউজ হবে সেটা এয়ার গ্যাপ ফ্লাক্স অনলি। তখন আর মেইন ফ্লাক্স বলে কিছু আলাদা করে কিছু। Now you tell me that whether this air gap flux is reduced from the previous main flux value. That we have to understand.
Yes, sir.
Whether after the armature reaction, whether বলো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার কমছে, কারণ আমরা লিডিং টিপে যেটা পাচ্ছি ওখানে কমে যাচ্ছে, কিন্তু তার তুলনায় যে ওই ট্রেলিং টিপে যেটা পাচ্ছি সেটা স্যাচুরেশনের জন্য আমরা লস করে ফেলছি।
অথবা আমরা একটু আগে যেটা বললাম, ডিউ টু দ্য ডিম্যাগনেটাইজিং এফেক্ট উই আর লুজিং দ্য নেট অ্যামাউন্ট অফ ফ্লাক্স। প্রিভিয়াস এর কম্পারিজন যদি করি, নো লোডের সাথে যদি আমরা কম্পেয়ার করি, তাহলে ডিউ টু দ্য ডিম্যাগনেটাইজিং এফেক্ট অফ দ্য আর্মেচার রিঅ্যাকশনস a net loss in the flux value. Okay, so therefore there will be a reduction in the EMF as well. Okay, correct. So this is the first effect with the armature reaction. The next one is increase in iron losses. You know what are the iron losses? What are the iron losses generally we have for DC machines or any machine?
Hysteresis and eddy current loss.
Eddy current loss and hysteresis loss. Now, first thing is come into mind that why at all the iron losses will take place, because this is a DC machine. Okay, anyway, so that I think you have understood, because there is a flux reversal in the armature. Okay, so due to that, the eddy current loss or hysteresis loss will come. Okay, যেহেতু এটা DC flux হলেও যেহেতু armature এর একটা flux variation হচ্ছে, there is a flux reversal with respect to the armature core material, so there will be iron losses. Now the question is, I understood that iron losses will be there, but why that value will be increased after the armature reaction, as this point tells us? মানে armature reaction এর পরে increase করলো কেন iron lossটা? Now, to understand that, we should know on which the iron losses generally depends. Okay, so iron loss depends on what are the things? Can you remember? I think in transformer you have studied that. It depends on the flux density and frequency. So the eddy current loss and hysteresis loss both depends on the frequency and the flux density. Okay, now if the flux density is increased, the iron losses will increase. Now you see, as per the previous graph, previous curves of armature reaction, previously what was the maximum value of main field flux? So this was the maximum value. Now the maximum value becomes this. Okay, so if the flux value is increased, the flux density value also will be increased for a constant cross section. Okay, so that means the flux value, the flux density value is increased, so therefore the losses will also increase. Got this point? I am not considering the frequency here. Understood? So this is also proportional to the some function of Vm, and hysteresis loss also proportional to the Vm. I think in PE it is Vm square. Isn't it? You can tally with your previous. It is Vm square, na? PE for PE it is Vm square.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, এডি কারেন্ট
Okay,
লসের
anyway,
জন্য
so
এটা স্কয়ার।
So that means that both the iron losses are some functions of Vm. Now, if Vm is increased, due to the armature reaction. Okay, so that means the PE plus PH, that we can say PI, so will increase. So that is the next effect. Okay, so you have classes from 2:30. Should I stop here? So if you have any question, you can ask me. The rest of the effect we'll discuss in the next class. Another two effects are there to be discussed of armature reaction. Okay, so any question you have, any quick question you can ask.
Recording stopped.
I think it is little bit tricky thing, not that simple that we have discussed earlier. So armature reaction you have to understand very carefully, and I will share the video of this particular lecture. If you have some problem, you just jot down those problems.